I defy anyone out there to find a single statement I've made that is a lie. And a lie is a knowing untruth.
Yes.
As far as I know, I have never, ever told knowingly an untruth. What a stupid thing to do that would be. That would scupper my whole work.
Yeah, exactly.
I may have made some honest mistakes. Everybody does, including the most godlike archaeologist. But I have never knowingly told an untruth, and I never would.
Of course not. The interesting thing, though, is...
But seriously, I'd like an example, because this is thrown at me so many times.
Yeah, okay. I'd be happy to help you with an example, Graham, of something you have said knowingly that is untrue. I made a video about this 5 years ago, and it was about your contention that the pre-contact peoples of the Amazon, in order to build the geometric geoglyphs that are now being discovered as the rainforest is being removed, would have had some kind of advanced geometrical, mathematical, astronomical capabilities. That is beyond anything that we have attributed to them. And the particular example that you used, you said that a circle inscribed inside a square is an exercise called squaring the circle that we attribute to the ancient Greeks. Let me just find the clip of you saying that, and then we'll talk about why that could be considered a lie. Okay, here we are, Joe Rogan 1284, which dates to sometime in the spring of 2019, after the release of America Before. And here is what you say about the structures in the rainforest.
Surrounding a square. At a place called Jacosa in the Amazon, you can find a square perfectly enclosing a circle. Now that is an exercise called squaring the circle that our academics have given to the Greeks. They said the Greeks were the first people who performed that exercise. But now we find in dated sites in the Amazon that this was being done in the Amazon long before the Greeks.
What are the dates?
Okay, so that is not true. A circle inscribed inside a square is not squaring the circle. I did a video about this in 2019 after I saw this episode of Joe Rogan, and I demonstrated how you can inscribe a perfect circle inside a perfect square using really, really simple tools. To do this on the landscape on a larger scale, all you would need is 2 people and a rope. That's it. 2 people and a rope and something to mark the ground with, like a stick. So you got your rope, you got your 2 people, and you got your stick. That's it. So squaring the circle is something different. It's creating a circle with the same area as a square using only a compass and a straight edge. That's the exercise. Inscribing a circle inside a square is not that. This is not the only time he said that. I believe I saw other interviews where he mentioned that same thing, maybe on RT, which are now gone from the internet. I don't remember. But he wrote it down, too, in America Before. Let me find that. So here it is on page 198 of America Before. He's got the picture of this geoglyph, and it says the Amazon squaring the circle at Jacosa. That is incorrect. Not squaring the circle, not at all, not even close. So the question is, does this rise to the level of a lie? It is certainly not true. And if we follow the definition of lie that Graham Hancock seems to be embracing in the case of Flint and Dibble, meaning you misspeak, you say something wrong, you inadvertently move a decimal point while you're talking. If those are lies, then this is a lie. Then this is a whopper, because not only did he say it, I think multiple times, though I can only find one example, he wrote it down. So this is a person who claims to thoroughly research his books. He's not speaking off the cuff here. In fact, in this episode of Joe Rogan, he's basically giving the Cliff Notes version of America Before. It's not a mistake. It's not a slip of the tongue. This is his research. So either he is such a bad researcher that he doesn't understand what squaring the circle is, or he is lying. So you take your pick on that. Either the untruth is intentional, in which case it is a lie, or he doesn't know what he's talking about, and he gets things like this wrong. Okay, this is Joe Rogan 2051, which my notes tell me is from October 2023. So after I pointed out that a circle inside a square is not squaring a circle, he revisits the Amazon again. See what he says.
Jacosa on the left a square surrounding a circle. And here's a couple of scientist shots of Jacosa. You can see there's a large square earthwork and a circle in it. That's almost, not quite, but almost like the Greek exercise of squaring the circle.
It's and now we're to, it's almost, but not quite, like the Greek exercise of squaring the circle. Graham Hancock absolutely knows that that is nothing like the Greek exercise of squaring the circle, which involves finding a circle and a square with the same area using a compass and a straight edge. This is circumscribing a circle within a square or a square around a circle. Elementary school geometry. He knows that, and he still, after putting it in print falsely that that's squaring the circle, after being told publicly, he doesn't back off and correct the record. He says it's kind of like, but almost, but not quite squaring the circle. Total bullshit. And if the first statements were not lies about squaring the circle, then this certainly is. This is not close, not anywhere near close. This is covering your butt to not look like an idiot. And he is lying to do that. Almost, but not quite squaring the circle. That's like saying, I discovered pi because I can count to 3, because 3 is almost, but not quite pi, right? 3.14, yada, yada, yada. So if Flint Dibble is a liar for saying it takes thousands of years for plants to go back to feral, but I'm not really sure because that's not my area. If that's a lie, then what is this? What is this? This idea that, in order to have these connections between these things that are only a few thousand years old, they don't date back to the Ice Age. There has to be some underlying connection between them. So there has to be this powerful, incredible, difficult, sophisticated, advanced knowledge of mathematics and geometry. That foundation has to be there in order for there to be any connection. Unless you want the connection to be that people all around the world could draw a circle or a square. It has to be something more than that. So we have to have this idea out there that these are incredibly sophisticated structures that could not have been made without some kind of knowledge that, even was only just discovered in ancient Greece, for crying out loud. I mean, that's incredible. It's nonsense. It's not true. And you should write the record on that if you want to be taken seriously. You yourself just said in this video, what was it you said? Why would you do something like that on purpose and throw your credibility into question? I don't remember what the phrase was, but
I defy anyone out there to find a single statement I've made that is a lie. And a lie is a knowing untruth.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I have never, ever told knowingly an untruth. What a stupid thing to do that would be. That would scupper my whole work.
Yeah.
So, Graham, in answer to your plea for someone to show you an example of a lie that you have told, you are welcome. When I read your work and look at the things you say, and I hear things like this, and then I see you repeat them, and then I see you not back off and say, oh, I was mistaken about that. That's a problem. That's all you. Something that you wrote down, that you put out there, that is not true. And it's material to your case. So anyway, you asked for an example. I give you an example. I am a river to my people. Have a good day, everyone.